This is Viking Radio Theatre on KUGs 89.3 LP FM Bellingham.
Welcome to Season 5 of Viking Radio Theatre. After finding Viking Radio Theatre's long-lost skeleton, a collective of writers, audio engineers, voice actors, and other talent from Western Washington University bring the radio program back to life.
For this story, we bring you
Stories from the Crypt,
music from And Then the Rain,
and other surprises sprinkled throughout.
in Viking Radio Theatre, Season 5, Episode 1.
For our first piece, written by Nicholas Gossage, we bring Tapes.
If you're looking for Viking Radio Theatre, I'm afraid you've come to the wrong place. You see, it's dead. Been dead for quite some time. But like a lot of dead things, it can come back given enough power. So while the Viking is long gone, a Draugr returns to take his place. So for the first time, and hopefully for quite a bit longer, welcome to Draugr Radio Theatre, dear listeners. This little piece was delivered not too long ago. Then again, my memory is a bit patchy after the incident. Whatever the case, we find ourselves in the beautiful Pacific Northwest, in the company of two student researchers, specifically in Lab 34 of Nighthaven University.
All right. The date is September 27th, 1991, and we're taking a look at Subject 379 Nautilidae, or the Nautilus. Right, the cephalic aorta appears to have received some form of blunt force trauma, though from what I'm not sure. An octopus would just bore through the shell, whereas this looks like it was struck with something. But the shell itself remained undamaged.
Knock, knock.
The point of knocking is to do it beforehand, I believe.
Oh, sorry.
What do you want, Hannah? I'm in the middle of...
Nautilus guts. I know. Just thought you'd like to know we got a package from your uncle.
What?
Yeah, the old man just sent it in. Said it's for your eyes only. Hey, don't forget the... So, what do you think it is?
Don't know. He's been out of contact for a week. Can you shut that off? Tape's not cheap, you know.
Fine, fine.
This doesn't make any sense.
Maybe it's a joke?
Not his style. He's...
Dry.
professorial.
But
this is just weird. Listen to this. My coworkers and I found this small trinket along the trailhead. At first, we thought it was Native American in nature, but later discovered its origins were far older, dating back past the Siberian land bridge. It appears to be cephalopod in nature, but with humanoid features. Alex, keep this safe for me, Uncle Mark.
What is it?
The trinket? He wasn't lying.
Weird.
Are you recording this?
No.
Right. October 5th, 1991. Subject 380, the common Pacific octopus.
Enteroctopus dolphini.
Yeah, sure. One of my uncle's associates sent us this, and curiously, our new friend has the same physical trauma as the Nautilus.
No obvious signs of injury?
No,
Wait, what's that?
don't know. Help me with this?
Are those bite marks?
Yeah, but they're not anything I've ever seen. They're like shark teeth, only
The bite radius is too small. It's 4 inches.
I don't get it.
Oh, sorry.
Did you?
It's been 3 hours since that thing showed up. That's what the clock on the wall says, at least. Last thing I remember is seeing it, or not seeing it. It's fuzzy, like touching a TV with a magnet. All I know is that Alex isn't here. I have to get out of here. I heard something.
Hannah.
Carter?
Hannah. Are you recording this?
Crap.
Subject, Hannah. Blunt force trauma.
Carter?
Yeah, I've been looking for you.
Likewise. You okay?
I think it broke my arm. Apart from that, I'm good.
What is it?
It's kind of fuzzy. Like,
Magnetized TV?
I was gonna say static, but yeah.
Right. We need to get out of here.
No, we need to get rid of this.
Why?
That's all it wants. It told me.
It told you?
Yeah, which is why we need to...
I'm not going anywhere with you.
Hannah? Hannah? Hannah?
It's been 20 minutes since that happened. I'm in Carter's uncle's office, which I guess is just Carter's office, and I found some weird crap. Illustrations, photos, books, all pertaining to this thing. Cora tried to get in, I think, but I'm willing to bet the thing scared him away. Carter was lying the whole time. He's known about this idol for months. His uncle's letters. The composition of the thing is quite extraordinary. Rubbery skin, sallow in tone, and a mucus-like secretion oozing from the pores. This mucus allows this creature to propel itself through the water at a far easier speed than humans. The eyes are side-facing, yellow, with a widely expanding iris that are almost the size of snow globes, Carter. You should see it. Its teeth are akin to a shark, but its mouth is more Homo sapien in shape and size. Gregor is dead. I regret even admitting this, but it was better him than me. A portion of the beast's blood was left at the scene, which I'm sending you in the enclosed package. Please analyze it as soon as possible. And I found this.
Uncle thinks I'm too trusting, but I believe Hannah could be a valuable asset in this. She's far cleverer than she gives herself credit, and in some cases, far more insightful than me. But getting her to agree to the more morally dubious experience we have planned will be difficult.
Christ, Carter. I need to destroy this research, and that thing. The implications of this are too broad to ignore. One man is already confirmed dead, and who knows if that thing just escaped or slaughtered the rest of the research team. Carter seems perfectly willing to just let the thing run free. I need to end this.
Hannah? It told me we need to. Hannah. Hannah, where are you? I'm looking for you, Hannah. I still have the idol. You know, the idol this thing wants. Come on! Give me the idol!
Carter! Carter, what the hell?
We have to research this further, Hannah. My uncle and I are on the cusp of translating their language. We can stop...
Hey, Ugly! You want it? Come get it.
You idiot.
Me? You're the one who wanted to study it. You were willing to kill for it.
That idol allowed it to be tied to our world. Gravity, time, entropy. And now it's free.
What happens now then?
We die. We're nothing in the face of these things. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming.
We're coming. Entropy, time, gravity. Nothing in the face of we. We are coming to end this. Written and directed by Nicholas Gossage. Voice actors Ardyn Honda and Jacob Torres. A special thank you for Dylan Rome for allowing us to use his music. Thank you.
Strange cravings, aversion to sunlight, garlic allergy, nocturnal inclinations. If you've experienced one or more of these, you may be a vampire. Vampirism is a serious condition, and plasma addiction is the highest cause of campus mortality. Help is available. Bloodsuckers Anonymous meets in Coffin 1897.
A young man with fear behind his eyes looks out at lightning-ridden skies. His boat will not survive the night. A young girl with hopes and dreams to come patiently waits inside a home that he will never see again. Where are my guns? They're not above. They never answer my call. A young man with so much life to live and much more love he has to give drops to his knees and looks above. A young girl who knows he isn't there whispers a solemn pleading prayer. Please, just this one. Where are my guns? They're not above. young man with fear behind his eyes. Remember, she is safe inside. He smiles as waves start to collide. A young girl with hopes and dreams to come hears his voice echo through the home. Please dry your tears, my lady love. There are no gods watching above you, but I'll be with you until you are with me.
And that was The Storm by the local Bellingham band, And Then the Rain. We are fortunate to have them here with us for this spooky episode. If you would all like to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I'm part of And Then the Rain, as mentioned before.
My name is Gary, and I too am a part of And Then the Rain.
I'm Sarah, and I am in the band.
How long have you all been making music?
We started over the summer, probably July-ish, just mostly playing music around the house. Sarah and I, we played some music for a conference that our department hosted back in May, and that's how we started playing music together, just doing a few covers and guitar and violin. And Andrew and I were roommates, so we'd always just play music around, and Sarah would come over and we sort of just jam along, and that's sort of how it started.
Yeah, I was sleeping on Gary's couch over the summer, and that is kind of how it got introduced, just playing music around the house. Yeah.
Is there anything that particularly inspires your music?
For me, I've had a lot of brain injuries and concussions, and so actually a lot of my songs have to do with dealing with a lot of health issues and trying to overcome things like anxiety and depression and just kind of a lot of mental health and physical health issues. So that is a big thing that inspires me.
I tend to write songs that just kind of have to do with things that happen in life that sometimes maybe you don't expect to happen, or generally kind of what you're experiencing.
When I start writing a song, I like the songs that tell stories and may or may not particularly have to do with events that happened in my life, but that are somewhat relatable and tell a story, whether true or not, but can have hidden meanings that anyone can, sort of find something that the song relates to in their life, but doesn't specifically mean just one thing.
And what inspired the song The Storm?
The Storm was the first song that I wrote. I remember Andrew and I and our other friend, we went on a short hike, and I just had the guitar out as we were walking and started playing the little riff for that. I really liked that. When I got home, I sort of started writing words for that. And I remember originally when I was writing words, I had one line about like an old man lost at sea, and that really stuck. And I got rid of all the other words that I had written for that and wanted to make it about, someone lost at sea and someone else back at home that is waiting for them, or someone that, they may or may not see again, but that sort of story that goes along with that.
Next, we are going to share with you another song by them called Bioluminescence. But first, what brought this fun song together?
Yeah, Bioluminescence was fun. Over the summer, we were all planning on going because we heard that it was really good this year, and we were waiting for our friend to come down the stairs, and I just picked up the guitar and just started playing, and I was like, let's go to the Bioluminescence, just singing along with that. And right then and there, I was like, all right, get your phones out, let's record this real quick, and we'll come back to it later. And we really wanted like that upbeat song that, you know, is very Bellingham.
Yeah, it was a super funny moment because our friend Chris, who we were waiting for, was it Chris that we were waiting for?
Chris.
Yeah, whenever we started playing that song, he just started like dancing, and then we all started dancing in this really kind of random moment as we were about to go to the Bioluminescence. And so it kind of, every time we play it, it reminds us of that moment that we were just waiting on Chris and getting ready to go. So
I was out cleaning out my car because I was going to drive them all to the Bioluminescence, and I walk in and there's some kind of dance party, some kind of song going on. It's something new. I was like, all right, we could jam with this.
yeah.
Let's go to the bioluminescence. Kick around the water for some light. Moonlight is our enemy. Take my hand, we'll soon be free. Yeah, let's go to the bioluminescence. Stars are out to play this summer evening. Quick, make a wish as they go shooting by. Close your eyes and count to 3. There's no one here but you and me. The fire keeps us safe and warm tonight. Let's go to the bioluminescence. Kick around the water for some light. Moonlight is our enemy. Take my hand, we'll soon be free. Yeah, let's go to the bioluminescence. Don't the boats look like a distant city? Fathers tuck their babies in at night, and mothers say start counting sheep and let them guide you safe to sleep. I'll be here when you wake up every time. This magic moment lasts forever in our minds. I play it till it hits the end, and then I press rewind. The water's getting cold, my dear. I feel it deep inside, so it's time to light the way. Hey, let's go to the bioluminescence. Kick around the water for some light. Moonlight is our enemy. Take my hand, we'll soon be free. Yeah, let's go to the bioluminescence. This magic moment lasts forever in our minds. I play it till it hits the end, and then I press rewind. The water's getting cold, my dear. I feel it deep inside, so it's time to light the way. Let's go to the bioluminescence. Kick around the water for some light. Moonlight is our enemy, but take my hand, we'll soon be free. Yeah, let's go to the bioluminescence. Let's go to the bioluminescence. Kick around the water for some light. Moonlight is our enemy. Take my hand.
And then what about the song Time and Place?
So, time and place. Generally, when I write songs, I do the music part of it first and then put lyrics to it later. So, I had this little riff I was playing around with, and I was actually taking a shower and just sort of humming along to the little riff that I had, trying to find a melody. And the idea of, you know, loss and having someone in your life that you've lost came into my head. And the story is sort of about a man who lost his significant other, and they have a child, and sort of going through life missing that person, and time going on, and how, you know, the pain might go away, but, you know, you still have that part of you that you lost, and trying to hold on to the happy moments still.
I want to thank And Then the Rain for being with us here tonight. And if you would all like to say goodbye.
See you guys later.
See you later.
Thanks for listening.
And your music is on?
Our music is on SoundCloud under And Then the Rain.
Thank you again. And one last song for our listeners by And Then the Rain, Time and Place.
Won't you take
For our next piece, we have a recreation of Walter B. Gibson's The Shadow, written by Jacob Torres.
Who knows what lies in the hearts of people?
The shadow knows.
This week we bring you The Return of the Shadow, where the caped hero returns to fight crime after disappearing for several decades. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Blue Coal, the cleanest burning fuel for your furnace. After hiding in the darkness, the Shadow returns, this time to the streets of Seattle. He hides under the guise of Lamont Cranston, who is a wealthy individual about town who stays up to date on the latest criminals with help from Margot Lane, the only person to know who Lamont really is. The Shadow. Inside an apartment overlooking Pike's Place, Lamont learns of a new serial killer taking to the streets.
Margot, have you seen today's paper? I'm curious to see if there's anything new.
Why, yes, Lamont. Here it is.
How curious.
Anything of interest?
It seems as though we may have another Green River killer in our midst. It says here, Wednesday, June 5th, 2018, 2 bodies found floating down the Green River. If anyone knows anything, please contact King County Police Department.
Are you sure the Green River killer hasn't been around since the 1980s? Why, I believe he's locked up in solitary confinement clear over in Walla Walla, Washington.
I don't know, Margot. Call it a hunch, but there's something about this article. I think we may need to investigate.
Good morning, Lamont. You here to investigate the body found floating down the river?
Yes, officer, I have a hunch. We may have another Green River killer.
You really think so?
I'm quite sure, actually. Mind if I see the body?
Why, of course.
As I suspected. Yes, the marks look similar to the reports. Have you found anything else?
Nothing too much. We did find some tire tracks and some rope a few miles down.
How peculiar. It appears as though there is a rather curious hard rock embedded in these tire tracks. If I can take it back to my place, I could run some tests and maybe identify the curious substance.
Sounds good.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Coal, the safest, hottest burning coal to heat your family home.
Why, Margot? Do you know what I think I've found? Why, I think I found a piece of anthracite from those tire tracks back down at the river.
Why? What should we do? Does this mean the killer might be near a place that distributes blue coal?
I think so, Margot, and I think I know just the place.
Shall I alert the police?
Make sure they get the message when the chief gets to the station in the morning. I think it's time for the Shadow to pay a visit. Oh, really? Do you know who I am? Well, I lurk in the shadows. I know what you're up to. You okay?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for saving me. Who are you?
Why, I am the Shadow, the caped hero who hides in the darkness.
Good morning. How was your night?
Busy, Margot. What a long night.
Why, you do look tired. Any success at the warehouse?
Let's just say another criminal will be put behind bars.
The Return of the Shadow.
The Shadow knows.
Blue coal, the cleanest burning fuel for your furnace.
And that was a recreation of Walter B. Gibson's The Shadow by Jacob Torres. Special thanks to our voice actors, Ardyn Honda, Mona, and Jacob Torres.
If there's something strange in your dorm or in your neighborhood, the number for GhoulBusters is 863-255-5008.
And for our final piece, we bring you The Little Automaton, Part 1, written by Madeline Virtue.
Deep beneath the gaslit city of Ark, in a lab strewn with gears and wires and abandoned wooden limbs, Gayle flips a switch that conducts electricity into a child-sized wooden and clockwork automaton she fondly calls Wilson.
Did it work? Wilson, can you hear me?
Alas, there was no response from the little automaton. Gayle places a kiss to Wilson's wooden forehead before turning back to her blueprints. So absorbed in her work, Gayle barely notices the skylights flash bright white as the electricity moves through the wires and machinery in the room, and the little automaton glows and sparks. Gayle looks up, staring at the twitching doll.
Wilson?
Mom?
And so the storm completed Gayle's vision. Power of the lightning's pure electricity fixed the issues in her design and allowed Wilson to come into existence. Days pass and become weeks. Gayle teaches Wilson how to read and write and tells her of the world outside. Soon, Wilson grows tired of life in the lab.
When can I see the sky, Mom?
Soon, darling. Soon.
Soon came and soon went. Wilson spent ever longer days in the lab. Hours alone turned into days alone. Gayle didn't return for weeks, and Wilson began to worry, and stayed by the door her mother always came through.
Are you coming back? Are you still there?
No matter how often she spoke to the heavy door, there was no response from outside, and Gayle never appeared. Wilson's mind was filled with stories Gayle had told her of a world that would eat little girls like her up, with giant machines and factories. Soon, these stories morphed into waking nightmares where her mother was lost somewhere, alone with no one to help her. In that moment, Wilson decided that she would go rescue her mother.
It's dark out here. Hello? Hello?
Wilson's voice echoed back to her in the long, empty tunnels beneath Ark. Her wooden footsteps made hollow noises on the rounded stone floor. In the dim light, she eventually spies a rusty ladder going up into the darkness. Wilson rises from the sewers of Ark, her gears whirring as she processes her new surroundings. She lifts herself out and runs, dodging horses and carts, a speeding car, dashing for an opening between buildings.
How can I find my mother in this?
Behind Wilson, two strangers approach.
Why, hello there. You seem lost.
You're not lost, are you?
I'm looking for my mother. Can you help me find her?
Of course.
What's your mother's name?
Mom?
Well, darling, I believe I have a friend, a Professor Crow, who can help you. He runs a carnival just outside the city. We'll take you to him.
And so, Wilson follows the men out of the city, but we leave her story for another time.
And that was The Little Automaton, Part 1 by Madeline Virtue. Tune in next month for Part 2. Special thanks to our voice actors, Cora Sheilds, Madeline Virtue, Charles Harper, Jen Harbick, and Jared Torres. We hope to see you next month when we're back on air.
We've come to the end of another broadcast day and wrapped up another season of student-produced radio theater. A big thank you to the writers who contributed to this episode. The Viking Radio Theatre theme music was written and composed by Kat Miller. I'd also like to take a moment to thank every member of Viking Radio Theatre's cast and crew. Whether you auditioned for or acted in an episode, wrote a piece that we produced, edited an episode, worked on sound effects, or just came to meetings to help out, you can catch up on all of the episodes from our first and second seasons on YouTube. Until next time, take care, and thanks for listening.
Our episodes can be heard on KMRE 102.3, youtube.com at Viking Radio Theatre, and now KUGS 89.3. Viking Radio Theatre is a club at Western Washington University through the Associated Students. Viking Radio Theatre's contact information is vikingradiоtheatre@gmail.com.
This is Viking Radio Theatre on KUGS 89.3, LPFM, Bellingham.